My name is Amy Polis, and I am proud to be the current president of Soroptimist International of Los Angeles. When my friend Barbara Drury suggested I join SI Los Angeles, I was expecting to meet interesting people and do interesting things. I was not expecting all the wonderful experiences, opportunities for service, and friendships I have gained since becoming a member. Our small but dedicated group has become a huge part of my world, which has grown significantly. Our club is just one in the Camino Real region. Our region is just one in our federation. Our federation is one of 5 in the world, and I am one of out of the approximately 72,000 Soroptimists worldwide. This whole wonderful organization began in Oakland in 1921. A club in San Francisco quickly followed, and in 1922 the Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles was formed. This is our story.
In 1921, club organizer Stuart Morrow was challenged to form a club for professional women. He responded by founding the Soroptimist Clubs. The Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles received our charter on July 19, 1922. Chartered by 113 prominent businesswomen, guests at the chartering ceremony included the governor of California, the mayor of Los Angeles, and the presidents of the Oakland and San Francisco clubs.
Against a backdrop of World War I ending, the Roaring '20s, emerging women's rights, and the fledgling movie industry, the Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles drew members from diverse professions. They built a support network for one another as they established businesses and careers.
Membership was limited to one person of each type of business in each club. Early member business classification included such diverse professions as physicians and seamstresses, and our club could also count May Carvel, the first female industrial engineer in the country. As the Los Angeles Times explained, there are lawyers and doctors and merchants, but no beggars or thieves.
Our club joined with other civic groups to raise funds for welfare needs of the community. Participation in Community Chest Drive led Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles to make donations to City Mother's Day Nursery, the Salvation Army, Olive View Sanitarium, the Girls Corner for homeless girls, and the Big Sisters League Bide a Wee Home, which was established by club member Minnie Barton.
Our first big civic activity was co-sponsoring a motion picture film titled The Port of Golden Opportunity about the Los Angeles Harbor, advertising the city as a place for future businesses.
In the mid-1920s, we established the Soroptimist Loan Fund, Scholarships, and Junior Soroptimist Club, which primarily assisted UCLA students and young entrepreneurs. These programs were the forerunners of current scholarship, grant, and mentoring opportunities.
A West Coast Soroptimist Conference was held in Oakland in 1926, and the International Federation of Soroptimist Clubs was formed soon after. May Carvel led negotiations with Stuart Morrow to purchase the rights to the name Soroptimist. The American Federation of Soroptimist Clubs was formed in June 1928, and May Carvel was elected treasurer. Since these early days, several SI Los Angeles members have been elected officers in their local clubs, regions, and national organizations.
The Great Depression caused the Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles to increase philanthropic efforts, donating money to hospitals, continuing its educational scholarships, and aiding families financially. We worked with other local service clubs to provide food to more than 1,100 people fed daily through the community chest. Milk was especially needed, and the club's membership each brought at least one large can of condensed milk to the weekly meetings.
The Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles collaborated with other professional women's groups to protect Assembly Bill 1630 that would prevent married women from teaching in a school or taking any civil servant examination in an effort to stem the high unemployment rate among men. Former club president Amelia Johnson led the charge against this bill, which died in committee. The third biennial American Federation of Soroptimists Convention was held in Baltimore in July 1934, and Amelia was elected president of the American Federation.
Throughout the 1930s, the Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles addressed many educational, economic, and social issues, especially those pertaining to the rights of women and children. We had awarded 43 scholarships, provided input in the proposed state charter of education, protested laws that restricted women's pay in restaurants, and supported 3 equality measures before Congress. Former club president Francis Knox stated, "If we as Soroptimists are afraid to take up matters of public affairs, even if they are controversial subjects, we may expect the men who loaf in Pershing Square and others like them to govern our city and our country."
The Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles continued with many service projects over the next few years. Along with fundraising and community service, we held meetings filled with music and entertainment. As the Los Angeles Evening Post Record stated in November 1935, although devoting their life to the problems of the business and professional world, there isn't a group of women more capable of giving a party and thoroughly enjoying it than the Soroptimists.
The Los Angeles Soroptimist Foundation, formed in 1937 by the Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles, championed the plight of unemployed women over 40. Initially, we provided financial loans to women who had suffered reversals in business, ultimately placing a desk and a clerk in a local state employment services office to aid women and men over 40. While continuing to conduct its myriad of service projects, Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles members also gained recognition within the organization when in 1938, Mamie Mathey, a club member, was elected vice president of the Federation.
World War II thrust the Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles onto a broader stage. As professional women with a myriad of leadership skills, they taught nutrition and home nursing throughout the USO. We supported the American Red Cross efforts to collect books, organize blood drives, and raise funds. The Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles funded the rehabilitation of 2 pilots from the American Flying Services Foundation, purchased wheelchairs for convalescing servicemen, volunteered with the Air Raid Warning Service, taught advanced courses in decontamination and first aid, and enrolled in the Women's Ambulance Corps. As a member of the Soroptimist Southwest region, we joined 48 clubs to purchase 2 mobile ambulances with space for 4 beds to evacuate sick and wounded servicemen to hospitals.
The war effort continued to propel our work. In 1944, the Soroptimist Club of Los Angeles and 16 other Soroptimist clubs in the Los Angeles area helped furnish rooms in the newly built Birmingham Hospital in the San Fernando Valley. This 1777-bed U.S. Army hospital cared for troops returning from overseas. At the end of World War II, the clubs in our region raised $22,000 to finance the reconstruction of European Soroptimist clubs and to aid their members.
In 1947, due to a continued housing shortage, the club decided to found a residential house in Los Angeles to help international students. The property for Soroptimist House was purchased in May 1948.
By 1953, Soroptimists consisted of 3 federations: the European Federation, the American Federation, and the Great Britain Federation. These international federations encompassed 800 clubs worldwide. As the federations grew, the clubs were united by a uniform vision. Our missions, goals, and programs placed a laser focus on the plight of women and girls worldwide.
Since SI of Los Angeles's beginning 100 years ago, we have been instrumental in sponsoring over 70 new clubs, and our members have continued to lead as elected officers in local, regional, national, and international positions. Along with Amelia Johnson and Matt Carvel, our club has contributed leaders such as Muriel Morse, president of Soroptimist Federation of the Americas, and later president of Soroptimist International in 1976, and our member Ginger Cole, currently on the board of directors of Soroptimists of the Americas.
We continue to fund scholarships and grants, provide major support to a local domestic violence shelter, and support organizations that feed and house homeless women. We advocate for women's rights by serving on national and international committees that influence social and political legislation.
And finally, we collaborate with schools and community organizations to educate and mentor teenage girls. Our programs help them identify their goals, develop plans to accomplish them, and acquire resources to overcome challenges they may encounter. We are celebrating 100 years of leadership, influence, and service as we continue to champion women and girls during the next 100 years.